Hey, hello everybody. Well, we had some issues. I was clicking and clicking some buttons before and I got it all messed up. So there was like all kinds of screens doubled up, couldn't see a thing. So, uh, welcome, GCQ family, to our live. We moved it to Sunday because we were exhausted yesterday. We had some things going on and we couldn't really find a way to do it. We're trying to find a real good spot for this program to be. That's kind of nice. We don't have really anything to, we can do it at any particular time we desire. I think what we're going to do is maybe move it to Sunday afternoons. You could always make a comment if you like it on Sunday afternoons better than a Saturday afternoon. I think maybe Sunday afternoon might be a better time, somewhere around 4 o'clock or so. But we could always take suggestions and comments when it comes down to when we're going to air this program. So, yeah. And welcome, and definitely ask questions on the screen. We're going to talk about what's going on this week. It's a pretty exciting week. Lots of plants are waking up. Trees are starting to fill up with some leaves a little bit, except for the osages. About every flowering tree is flowering except for a dogwood. So I mean, you have the magnolias. They've been going for quite a while. Crab trees, pear trees, cherry trees. The one of my favorites is the
Red buds.
red buds. Yes, right.
Yeah.
The red buds is blooming. They look great right now. Look gorgeous. A bunch of other trees are flowering. Uh, the tulips are still going. The hyacinths actually are just mine, at least. They just kind of started dying in the last couple of days. But man, a few days ago even, there was a lot of flowers going on, which is pretty awesome. I love this time of year. Everything's waking up. Matter of fact, if you look at the forecast for the future for this week, um, it's going to be pretty warm. I tested the soil temperatures and they were at 69 degrees right now. Now, that doesn't mean panic about your crabgrass germinating or anything like that. That just means it's warm enough for crabgrass to start to germinate when we get this certain duration of time of warmth and water to start germinating those plants. I haven't seen any crabgrass yet. I'll let you know the first time I see a crabgrass germinating. Then I'll let you know. But according to our little thing here, it's still early, right? Still in the early germination. It's not so early if you're in Indianapolis. If you're in Indianapolis, now it's been warm long enough for it to actually germinate in the center of your lawn. Right now, it could be just starting to germinate at the edges of your lawn. So that's what that yellow means, like along edges of concrete and warm areas that warm up. And it needs to still have that duration of time to be in the 60s for crabgrass to actually germinate. So if you're using our herbicide, which we use Dimension, a lot of people use Barricade and all kinds of different things, and they all work really well. It depends on if they have an early post-emergent control. I have my Dimension levels high enough for that early post-emergent control. And so I'm not particular to any particular crabgrass one, as long as you're timing it right and you're putting the right amounts down. That's all I really care about is the timing of it. And so we're getting those down. I mean, I haven't seen anything germinating, so I still haven't put my first one down. It might not be until probably next week. I've done 3 full mows now. I'm still kind of watching some bluegrass, not quite waking up yet, but it definitely is going to start popping big time this week. I really like to watch my spring flush really get into gear before I throw fertilizer down on it. So I'm patient enough. And when's the last time I had crabgrass in my yard? Never. So, I mean, I guess my timing's okay. So,
Yeah, we'll never get it.
so don't get too excited about that, especially if you've been on a program for quite a while and your yard is pretty healthy. Now, there are cases where, your yard's pretty thin and it looks pretty wimpy and yellowish still right now. You might want to go ahead and get that first one down a little earlier, like right now or last week when we were first talking about it. But if you got a nice thick green lawn, let that winterizer fully finish kicking in from the plants and then get it down. So mine's probably gonna be next week or the week after that is when I'll finally get mine down. Yeah. Another good thing that we need to do is get our rain gauges out because we're getting into the season now where I hope you have your irrigation on because this week looks great, but temperatures are a little warmer. And so we're going to have this little cool down. It's going to be almost 80 degrees tomorrow. It's going to be 77 and windy on Tuesday. That doesn't mean we needed water, right? But it's going to start coming close. And there's supposed to be this a chance of rain on, was that Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I look like the bigger chances on the Thursday. So I'm not exactly sure how that front's going to come through. It's probably just going to be one front. So don't expect rain on all 3 of those days. Expect probably just one decent rain, hopefully. But that could miss us. And all of a sudden, boom, we need water, right?
Mhm.
So, I mean, have that irrigation going, make sure it's up and running right. And then you'll be all set for when we do need to use it, right? So yeah, soil temps. I mean, there will be. I can almost guarantee by next weekend or shortly thereafter, I'm going to start finding baby crabgrasses germinating, and I'll be like, oh, yep, there they are, and that'll be fun. Today, actually, minus the strong winds that we're having here and there, but if you were running around this morning with your little spot sprayer, right, to hit your dandelions in your yard, right now, not everybody has to kill the dandelions in your yard. I mean, some people love dandelions and they use them for greens and things like that. That's fine. That's great. Some people are using it to help pollinators. I've seen a bazillion flowers out there, and I've seen a whole field with literally a million dandelions in it. So there's plenty of pollination out there. So don't feel guilty if you are taking out your own dandelions in your own yard. To each their own, and don't make somebody else feel guilty, and vice versa. Don't make feel like our neighbor over here has thousands of dandelions in their yard. I don't make them feel guilty for not taking care of those. And it's in the prevailing winds, and I have like 5 to 10 dandelions a year in my yard. No big deal. I don't care at all. This can kill 200. So, and all kinds of other fun weeds. So go out on a sunny, dry day and spray this, those kind of things. Spot spray those weeds. That's a great little way to take care of your weeds. It's fantastic. I have had people ask me questions about core aerification, power raking, and everybody wants to do some power raking because they see that dormant turf still kind of staying in their turf a little bit from over the winter time. I have a little bit more patience. It will go away, so I don't worry about the little brown in there. If I want to get at it a little quicker, I'll use that thatch buster. I don't want to go out there and dethatch all the time. It's just a lot of work unless I'm really struggling with some thick, dense grass, right? So I really push it unless I have to do that. I manage most of my stuff with core aerification because people are asking about rolling too. And how do we smooth out? Can I top dress my lawn? All these silly things. Well, we're going to do videos this year. This fall, I'm going to do a redo on my lawn. And I'm going to show you how to level a lawn without hauling in soil or without doing a bunch of crazy different things. So we're going to go with core aerification and a drag mat, and we're going to aerify the living daylights out of it. We're going to mow it nice and short, and we're going to do an overseeding or something with some hybrid bluegrasses or something like that and try to make this backyard look crazy. We're going to make it look super nice. I'm going to make some fun things that I'm going to get to enjoy too, because I miss those days of being on the golf course. I mean, I was there for 22 years, so you can only imagine how much I love to manage high-end turf, and it was really fun. But yeah, I needed to take care of my family first, and so that's why I'm here. So, hey.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Seeding now. I'm sorry, guys. If you want to seed now, it's just so you don't have dirt. There's going to be weeds that come up with it. It's going to be ugly. You're going to have crabgrass take it over, and you have to do it again in the fall. If you're really looking to restorate and have a yard, and I know it's tough because you get up and you get going in the spring. You're like, this year I'd really like to have a great yard. Because you start getting that spring fever and things are turning green. You're like, oh man, I want to push it so my kids can really enjoy the lawn this year. It's hard to get out of that mindset because fall is the time to do it. You really want to go at it in the fall to smooth it out, to get it seeded, to make it all ready for the next year, right? And so you can do small things now to push your lawn forward, but it's going to be like with fertilizer and thatch buster and things like that. But as far as smoothing it out, light rolling possibly, even then is I don't want to pack my roots in right before summertime. All my water then is going to start rolling off of my land rather than soaking into my land. And so, those type of things it's kind of a little late for rolling, aerifying, dethatching, seeding. I know it seems early to be late, but everybody's throwing down that first application so darn early. You can't do anything once that first app's down. So definitely don't do that, right? I feel real bad for the people who have those guys who are running around in February and March already putting down the pre-emergent, and then they're like, oh, but I wanted to do this. Well, you can't. Or your seeding area is like, why isn't it germinating? Well, because the preventers are there. So it's pretty sad to see, but that's why we do our own work, right? So we can spray on time, we can fertilize on time, we can seed on time, we can do everything the best way, the cheapest way, and the right way. I love that. That's my favorite part about being a turf nerd, is knowing how it all works out. So that's good. You got any questions today? I know that probably going to have barely anybody watching. I appreciate the few that are, though. That's awesome. We're changing the times to Saturdays at 4. Also, Sundays at 4. Yeah, sorry.
We're
Sundays
play
at
with
4.
this for a few.
Yep, but I think
weeks,
Sunday at 4, I think is gonna be a nice time to do it. Just because then I can get my lawn mowed and everything on Saturday and go fishing on Saturday. All the fun things that we like to do. That's right. Find some mushrooms. Speaking of that, it's time to find mushrooms in our area. So a few rains, maybe in a couple days, and then some more rain by the end of this week. I bet there's going to be quite a few mushrooms. So if you're big mushroom hunters, get out there and find some mushrooms. Have fun with that. That'd be great. Let's see. Anything else you think we want to talk about?
Do we need to talk about Satch Buster or anything?
I talked about that a little bit already. Insect controls. Right.
Controls.
Okay.
Yes.
So I've seen a lot of wasps and bees and stuff, and trying to get into my house, and I don't mind them out in the wild, but trying to get into my house and buzzing me around my back porch. We're outdoor people, and we love to be outside all the time, even if it's just under this little canopy or whatever it is, but we love it. We're outside right now, actually. And so I want to show you some things that I use. Some of them are missing because somebody was using it, right? Okay, so these little things, these little electric zappers are great for small gnats and mosquitoes, ones that are really hard to get to and see. And so this guy's awesome. This is actually the Excalibur, and it has no guard on the screen, right? So you got to be careful with it. It's going to give you a little zing, and you're going to be like, oh, that hurts.
Executioner?
No, I think it's
it's the Executioner.
Oh, it's the Executioner. I'm sorry. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but the no guard. This one has been probably the best, strongest one. I mean, it will knock out even a wasp and things like that. But I try to do wasps a little different. I use this for wasps. So this is my high-tech wasp and my carpenter bee taker care downer, and so I'm really good at this. I can knock down pretty much anything, big guys, with this stuff, and it takes them to pieces right away. So boom, it's fast over. That's pretty awesome. So that's my big boy, like it's gonna be a horsefly or whatever kind of guy. And then I got this guy. Now this is awesome. This is called a Bugga's assault gun. A lot of people are familiar with these. This is the .2, and as far as flies go, this is awesome. I mean, there's nothing. If that fly lands anywhere, it's done for. These little guys, just salt in it, just boonk and bank. I mean, it is awesome. You just fill it up with salt. They're super accurate. It's unbelievable how accurate these guys are. I've had this guy for 3 or 4 years. One thing, a tip, if you do get one of these guys, they are kind of expensive, but they last forever, right? And you're just fill them with salt. So once you got it, it's actually really good price. As far as, I mean, there's no flies in our house that last for more than a minute, because once they get in there, I see him, I wait for him to land, boom, he's done. And so just don't leave it cocked, and it'll leave that spring done, and it'll last for a real long time. Make sure you always fire it off. Oh, that just went in our house. So just clean up some salt. All right. Yeah, those are pretty cool. I love those. Now, as far as the house goes too, we got to spray. I got to get motivated and get out there and do my border control spray. I use Demand. We use it in a pump sprayer, and I'll spray it on a non-windy day. So I'm going to wait for a day that's calming down. And then I can spray all my guttering and all my fascia and around my doors and all that stuff and keep those wasps from making homes on my home, right? And so that's real nice. If I spray them down 6 months, I can wait till September to spray again, or even October, and I don't have to worry about all those wasps, ants, other things, spiders. all
Stink
those
bugs.
things, stink bugs getting in my house now. Stink bugs right now, they're kind of going out,
Yeah.
but still, it helps keep the bug population down around my house itself.
Mhm.
So I try to be real specific of where I spray it. I try not to do too many of my flowering plants with that specific insecticide, right? Because if it gets like a praying mantis on my plant, happens to walk across that plant, it'll hurt that praying mantis. And I love praying mantis. And I love a bunch of other little crawly creatures, right? And so you got to just be careful and know where you're putting your stuff and how you're doing it, and do it to what fits your life. That's the best way to do it.
Mhm. Oh yeah,
Right.
that's right. You were talking about Excellibrin and everything, and how it kind of going into the insecticides.
Oh
and
yeah,
how-
yep. And there are ticks and fleas, so you're probably gonna have to put down your insecticide to go out there. We have some new products too. I was just using this a little bit. This is like the Roundup substitute. This little can is great as far as how it sprays. Just spot sprayed it. It kills grass and weeds, so you can't spray this in the lawn. It even says on there, don't spray on the lawn. And then but it's kind of expensive compared to Roundup for sure. And then this little guy, I was spraying this. This is really fun. It was really easy. I was really pleased with how it was. The nozzle was spraying. It's called Spruce. The half a gallon. Well, when you buy this kit, it's like around $45 to $48, somewhere in that zone. The refills are from $25 to $30, and they're little half gallon containers. Now they do cover quite a bit of space. I have seen it working already on the plants I sprayed a little over an hour ago. I don't know if it worked as good as Roundup, but it's made with like corn mint oil and all that stuff. It does have a good strong scent to it, and it got a little bit on my skin. And it says safe for animals, safe for pets, so it can get in contact, but it does warn that it can be irritant, right? So it was kind of burning my skin a little bit, so I washed it off. Nothing after that, but Roundup, I feel like I had more control. I never get it on myself, and so that was kind of interesting.
and it did.
That it was kind of
very
had some
stinky.
physical feelings, but it's supposed to not do anything else. It did stink more than Roundup does,
Sure.
and it's way more expensive. I mean, if you think about it, even if you're buying just the refills, and say you get them the cheapest you can get, right, which is $25 before taxes and delivered and all that stuff, probably, that's $50 a gallon. You can get Roundup way less expensive than that. Like you can get them to $1.75 a gallon, right? Or even I've seen $7 a gallon, and that can spray really far. So, I've used Roundup my whole life. I've always been smart with it. I've been smart with all the chemistries I ever use. There isn't any carcinogens like everybody thinks in the Roundup or in glyphosate. There's been studies in Europe. They've been doing studies for eons, actually about 75 years on Roundup glyphosate products, and they say there's no carcinogens in it. Just be smart with all the things you use, including your cleaning supplies in your house. Just be smart. Don't use those things when it's real windy outside, right? Then you got a lot less chance of it exposing to you. Let everything dry completely in all the things you use before you get back into that area. Try not to walk through the areas that you treat. And that's why I don't like weed and feeds, because you're walking right through it with wet grass. So you're exposing yourself the whole time, right? So weed and feeds are not the best thing. Put on rubber booties or something like that over that, or shoes that you never take inside, something like that. But always try to be safe with these things and use your noggin, and you'll be safe. You'll have no issues, right? 50 years old, still look pretty young, doing good. See you guys. Thanks for listening.
She hit a ton of likes.